everyone. Thanks so much for choosing to join our session on Explore Your 2.4. My name is Adrian, and I am a school health facilitator with Everactive Schools, and I work out of our Edmonton office.
Hi, everybody. My name is Tracy Coots, and I coordinate the active school travel projects for Everactive Schools across the province.
So we're just going to throw up on the screen here some contact information. So after today's session, feel free to reach out to us through many different channels. We've put our individual email addresses there if you'd like to connect with us directly. You can also reach us through social media, whether it's through Facebook, Twitter, our YouTube page, or on Instagram using the handle @EverActiveAB. I would like to acknowledge that we are gathering here today from the traditional and ancestral territories across Alberta. We would like to acknowledge the many First Nation, Métis, and Inuit whose footsteps have marked these lands for generations. For their stewardship and teachings, we are grateful for the elders and traditional knowledge keepers who are with us today, as well as those who have gone before us. And may we all continue to walk together towards reconciliation. Everactive Schools is actually a special project of the Specialty Council through the ATA for Health and Phys Ed. We are currently funded by 3 different government ministries, but a lot of our work is also funded through grant applications. And one of our most significant funders currently is the Canadian Tire Jumpstart Charities Program. Feel free to reach out to us. We provide you with professional learning through workshops such as these. But we also do special project work. So we could work with your school around a very specific initiative, like Tracy mentioned earlier, with active school travel. We have some folks that offer a youth run club, which can be used to supplement your DPA programming or to provide another extracurricular initiative to support students and families in the school community. List goes on and on. So we do a lot of different work. And if you check out our website at everactive.org, you can get a better understanding of some of the projects that we can definitely partner with you and your school on. All right, so today you're joining us because you're curious or you want to know more about Explore Your 2.4. So what we hope to do is give you a bit more of a background and explain what it is. We're going to use a template of Explore, Observe, Engage to just give you some deeper context. And then at the end, we'll share with you some activity and project ideas, as well as a case study to just highlight one of the many ways that Explore Your 2.4 could live within your context.
Explore Your 2.4 is a movement that aims to revive community walkability through youth engagement. Through an immersive, curriculum-aligned experience, youth are guided to first explore, then observe, and finally engage with community spaces that are within a 2.4-kilometer radius of their home or school. Why 2.4 kilometers? Most school jurisdictions specify a radius ranging from 1.6 to 2.4 kilometers, depending on grade configuration in the school, as the walk zone. Yet, in practice, very few people walk here. In fact, over the past 30 years in Canada, there has been a significant decline in the number of students who bike or walk to school, with a significant mode shift to automobility. Buehling, Mitra, and Faulkner found that between 1986 and 2006, there was an average declining mode shift of 9.5% in walking to and from school among 11 to 15-year-olds in the Greater Toronto Area. As education budgets strain, school jurisdictions and families alike will be looking for transportation solutions to expanding walk zones and rising bus fees. Without alternatives, the solution for many will be increased automobility. Explore Your 2.4 is positioned to help counter this trend with increased active mobility. It supports travel mode shift by increasing youth comfort and competence to move independently, while improving familiarity, safety, and walkability of community spaces. Concurrently, the COVID-19 pandemic has created a phenomena of hyperlocality. Even with gradual reopening, people are staying local and preparing to cycle in and out of closures for many months to come. They are invested in the social and physical dynamics of their communities, and there is a high readiness for civic engagement. Explore Your 2.4 capitalizes on this readiness and employs a flexible delivery model with in-person or online tools available. So join the movement and explore your 2.4.
Thanks, Tracy. Before you move on, I just want to also highlight for some of you that are hearing that introduction and you're loving the idea, you're thinking to yourself, though, okay, I'm going in and I'm teaching health and phys ed, and then maybe you're still not yet totally seeing the connection. We also see how this fits so seamlessly with outcomes B, C, and D of our HPE curriculum here in Alberta. So when you think about the well-being piece and the connection to community that can be explored through your 2.4, when you think about the opportunity for communication, leadership, and teamwork, whether it's within classes or whether it's with classes and the school community or classes and the broader community in engaging ideas and strategies around exploring your 2.4 and improving your 2.4, as well as those general outcome Ds where we're thinking more about that active living in the community and really developing an appreciation, an understanding, and a close connection to the community, that our students want to be active members in their community, not only through physical activity, but also like how do they experience it emotionally, how do they experience it cognitively, and how do they take that care and interest in their immediate community. So there's definitely some great curriculum alignment here as well to support such an initiative through your HPE programming.
So Explore Your 2.4 is broken down into 3 easy steps: explore, observe, and engage. The first step is explore. Be an explorer. Take the time you need to explore your home and school 2.4s. These are your walk zones and your communities. Every trip is a new adventure, a new direction in your 2.4. Take note of routes that you like and why you like them, and routes that you are not so keen to take again. Do you feel a connection with the land around you? This is a good opportunity to explore Indigenous teachings, to learn why connecting with the land around you is so important. Observe. Now it's time to be an observer, to explore with intention. Identify spaces in your 2.4 that you like. Why do you like them? How do they make you feel? Do they make you feel safe, welcome, calm, alive? Does your 2.4 have enough spaces like this to which everyone has access? Also identify spaces where improvements are needed. What about these spaces needs to be improved? Are there enough crosswalks? Is littering a problem? Are there places that lack proper lighting? Are some places inaccessible? And finally, the third step, engage. Now it's time to act on one of those observations. Identify one change that you'd like to see made in this space. Brainstorm potential solutions. Now, how will you go about making these changes? Do you need help? If so, who can help you? Sparking civic mindedness in youth and demonstrating the process for initiating positive change in their communities creates more active, engaged, informed citizens.
When you're thinking about Explore Your 2.4, you might, as an educator, as a teacher, want to have some activity or project ideas in your back pocket, ways to kind of frame when you choose to do an Explore Your 2.4 with your class or with your school community, to provide a focus, to provide a structure or a format to work within. So perhaps you want to do it from a lens of safety, and you're taking a look at how safe is the immediate environment around you, what could be done to maybe improve its safety, what have you noticed, and what can you highlight to suggest that it is a safe area and a welcoming and inviting area. And you could also pull in the Alberta Traffic Safety Act as part of your understanding and contextualization of the community.
One thing that we do with many of our schools is a community safety walk. So all schools, of course, have their safety school that they need to go to in times of emergency. So this is a perfect opportunity to teach pedestrian safety, to plan some route maps for those students, and to get them out into their 2.4 and beyond. So not only are you including the walk to the safety school, but you're also adding in some community exploration. And what we find is that when students are out in their communities, whether they live in that community or not, being familiar with it and being comfortable with it allows them to feel safer in that space. And that's really important.
You could also think about and explore your community through a walkability, wheelability, and accessibility lens. So maybe that involves some mapping and tracking, what are the most walkable routes? What are the most wheelable routes? Where is the greatest accessibility? Where are there gaps? Maybe there are some ideas by students that we could improve what that immediate community looks like. You could also just look at it from where are the active and inviting spaces, right? And so again, this could be done through a mapping exploration. Perhaps there's some civic engagement that you could engage your municipalities in and talking about. Maybe through your exploration and observation, we're not seeing them, but maybe we need to contact someone in the community that could help point some places out for us to visit and to travel to. You could also look at it through a lens of services and amenities. There's probably a very rich community history that we are aware of, and maybe there's a deeper history that we still have yet to learn. There's also some really great DPA opportunities. As we mentioned, we do offer a run club, and so maybe it's working with us to devise some running routes throughout your Explore Your 2.4 to mix it up for the kiddos. But you can also maybe rethink existing events that you currently have. So if you do a Terry Fox walk or run, or if you typically do something for Earth Day, ways to maybe mix it up. Maybe you've used the same route, maybe you've done the same activities, and maybe Explore Your 2.4 is your one project for the year where you help to engage the school community in their immediate 2.4 in a slightly different way under the theme of a Terry Fox run or walk or an Earth Day. There's also going to be great cross-curricular opportunities here. So this might be an opportunity for you as a health and phys ed instructor. Maybe you are solely teaching HPE. Maybe you have some other subject areas within your portfolio, or maybe you have the opportunity to work with other teachers in your school. And maybe you do something around science, around air quality measurements. Maybe you do some math through some data management and tracking of traffic behaviors. But there's some really rich opportunity to kind of examine and analyze your community and finding ways to integrate it within other curriculum subjects.
Let's take a look at some urban and rural case studies. First, we explored. In Edmonton, we explored the 2.4 kilometer walk zone around St. Teresa of Calcutta School and realized how close it was to the Edmonton City Centre, the River Valley, and the Community Recreation Centre. So many of these places could enhance classroom learning. Then we observed. There are many ways to travel in this area and infrastructure to support safe, active transportation, including well-maintained sidewalks, lit crosswalks, and designated bike lanes. However, not many children were using the cycling infrastructure. Finally, we engaged. The creation of an awareness education program for families and youth to learn where cycling infrastructure is located and how to use it safely was necessary. We reached out to municipal partners for bike maps and local cycling organizations to help us create a comprehensive cycling clinic program that included skills development and a community-guided ride in order to increase familiarity with and usage of the cycling infrastructure in this 2.4. Now let's move on to Tomahawk. First, we explored. Using the crossroads of Highway 759 and Township Road 512 as our starting point, we explored the hamlet of Tomahawk and found many great places to walk, recreate, and enjoy nature. Then we observed. What we observed was that very few families and students traveled actively around the community. The school regularly uses the Tomahawk District Sports and Agri-Society space to enhance its physical education program. However, students are bused this 1.7 kilometer distance, a 2-minute drive or a 25-minute walk. Finally, we engaged. A community-wide Earth Day walk and roll event was hosted to promote active travel and physical activity. The school buses dropped off students at the hamlet site in the morning where students walked the remainder of the way to school, and then the entire school community traveled actively to the Agri-Society and loved every minute of it. In fact, over 70% of students are keen to do this more often. So we'd like to acknowledge our partners. We've had the privilege of working with #GetKidsOut on a number of projects, and they have created for us some wonderful social media content that has been shared not only provincially but also nationally. Hashtag Get Kids Out includes Van Colden and her children, Ben, Ellie, and Sophie.
Hi, I'm Ben from Get Kids Out, and I'm going to talk to you about Explore Your 2.4.
Make a poster and draw a large circle. Draw your house or starting point at the center of your circle. This circle represents your 2.4. Since you've already explored lots within your 2.4, draw all the things you remember, like dog parks, schools, the library, or railroad tracks. You can also make a legend with symbols.
When you go out again, try and be mindful and notice new things in your surroundings. Maybe it's a new to you road, a new off-road bike trail, a trail in the city that you didn't even know was there, the best spring water puddles, or amazing art. Don't forget to add all these things to your 2.4 circle when you get back. And if you go beyond your 2.4, no problem. Just add the things you see outside your circle.
So thanks again, everyone, for choosing our session. We really hope that you have been able to take something away that you can just put into practice this year. Again, it doesn't have to be big. It doesn't have to be over the top, even something small to kind of push your own professional needle forward. We really hope to have encouraged you to do that with today's topic. Remember, get in touch with us. We are happy to walk alongside you and be a part of your learning and being a part of trying something new. Have a great rest of your summer. When we're recording this, we don't know what September's looking like, but we know that you got this and we're all in this together. So keep well, be active, enjoy the outdoors, and take care of yourself. Thanks again.